What's going on, guys? My name's Tefty Teft, and welcome to another Planet Destiny Nightfall dual com. Look what we got here, Story Machine from the Planet Destiny staff. Say hello, Story Machine.
Hello, Story Machine.
We're doing the Nightfall, man.
We are. We're going to try and do the Nightfall. And
We're going to try. Well, I haven't wiped yet on Nightfall for Planet Destiny.
It's one that we're extremely familiar with now. You know, we kind of know this one off by heart. It's a favorite. My dad loves this one, actually. It's his favorite.
Yeah, your dad plays Destiny also?
He does. He does raids and everything. He's a PvE-aholic, but
that's
not
awesome,
so much on the PvP.
I couldn't imagine convincing my dad to play Destiny.
Well, you know, it's really nice. It's a really nice thing playing a raid with your pops.
That is awesome. That is really cool. Yeah. We've got Brawler, Light Switch, and I forgot the third one, but Light Switch and Brawler is an interesting combo. High risk, high reward that's going on.
Yeah, Light Switch, it's probably one of the least favorite things that, you know, in everyone's hearts when it comes to Nightfall. I always forget, and I always end up going straight forwards, you know, and finding out that Light Switch is on. And
it happens to me all the time. I'll be like, I'm just gonna jump in, chuck a knife. Oh, I'm dead. Why did I think I could just jump in there and hit that guy? Happens to me all the time. And also, okay, so it's Light Switch, Brawler, Angry, and Epic.
Angry,
all right,
Epic.
Angry. So they're not gonna flinch. Yeah, so they won't flinch for massive damage, Light Switch, and Brawler. It's interesting. I'm so used to having Arc Burn on this Nightfall that it throws me off a little bit, just because, you know.
Well, I don't know. I get these kind of paranoid feelings every now and again that level 32 enemies in particular have suddenly become stronger than you remember them, and it's probably because you're lavished with burns. You know, they are no stronger. It's all in your head. It's just the fact that you're so used to having a burn and flying through stuff.
Like the boomers from the Knights, when there's Arc Burn on there, you just assume you're going to die immediately. Yeah. When you get hit by that stuff, you know?
And I'm also kind of arc deficient on Xbox. On PlayStation, I've got the old trusty Fatebringer 365, first thing that had the etheric light spent on it, whereas on Xbox I haven't been graced with that yet. I've played many a raid, but it hasn't dropped. So it's one of them things that the RNG wants to starve me of.
Here's a little story on stream last week. My wife just got into doing the raids. All right, she's been interested in it. She likes Destiny, but she's not like somebody who jumps in and wants to get into groups. You know, she's kind of a loner when it comes to wanting to play Destiny. You know, and there's people out there that are like that want to just solo or do content by themselves. Yeah. So she finally got excited about doing the raid, and so I convinced her to do it on stream, and she was hesitant. So her first raid, which was Vault of Glass hard mode, she got a fart. She got a Fatebringer.
She had a fart in it. Well, the nerves do run high on hard mode. It is quite stressful at times, so you know it's quite forgivable that windy pops occurs.
If she listens to this, she will kill me. No, she got a Fatebringer. She got a Fatebringer on hard mode, first drop, very first time going through it. And that's like, oh wow, yeah, I've heard people getting that for the first time. And then she also got a Vex Mythoclast from Atheon.
Was that on the first time as well?
Very first time. That was her very first run.
That was my boat for hard mode. I was at level 28. It happened. My guys were carrying me through on PlayStation 4. I'd already been playing an Xbox for a while, so I was really under-equipped on PlayStation. And the guys that I play with, they took me through, and a Fatebringer landed, which didn't exactly land me as the most popular person on the fire team. Yeah. And then I said before we did Atheon, I'm not bothered about a Mythoclast. I just want some good armor, thanks. And Hawkmoon. I had this fixation on Hawkmoon as my most desired exotic.
As many do.
I think because the RNG gods were listening to the words that I said, I don't want Mythoclast, I'm not bothered about it. It just landed.
They give it to you.
And there was a guy on the team that had literally done hard mode about 50 times and watched everyone get it. And then he watched this level 28 get it.
He was done.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm done with the game. I'm done.
I didn't see him for a while.
He's like, I quit.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not going to play with Story Machine ever again.
No, I mean, that was it. I was on the wanted list. I was, in the doghouse.
Oh, man. Isn't it funny how RNG has had such a heavy role in our lives when you get into Destiny.
Well, I've got a friend who's recently picked up a PlayStation less than a month ago. He's got 3 characters now. He's fallen in love with the game just as much as I have.
Nice.
And RNG has definitely been most favourable to him. Fatebringer straight away. He's had the Thorn Bounty drop straight away, which, whether you want it or not, is an extremely important thing to land.
Absolutely.
Especially if you plan on playing PvP.
Absolutely, yep.
So it's been really good to him, whereas for myself, it's always been really bad. Like the whole controversial subject of Xur and whether Xur has a place.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm in fully agreement with Xur, because I've got my dad playing with me as well, and he's not exactly a full-time player. And of course, there's a lot of players out there that don't play as many hours as, you know,
I'd say the majority.
Yeah, you know, you got full-time jobs, you know, you've got family and stuff, and you might not necessarily want to be in the dark playing a video game all the time.
Right. The hunting for that Fatebringer, Vexmith Class, or Black Hammer.
Without Xur, I would probably have very little exotics, just because they don't drop for me ever, you know. It's very, very rare. I've had No Land Beyond on PlayStation 4, I think about 28 times now.
28 times.
Yeah.
So did you start with PS4 then?
I started with Xbox literally on release. My girlfriend at the time was actually working for Microsoft. She was promoting Xbox One through Finland in this huge green truck. You know,
a giant green truck.
Yeah, because Xbox One came to Finland very, very late. It wasn't exactly marketed. You know, it very early on. So they had this huge promotional thing, and one of the greatest sales tactics for this team was that they gave everyone on the tour an Xbox with Kinect. So
nice.
I was a PC gamer, and then all of a sudden there's an Xbox in the house, and I haven't played on console for ages. So Destiny was one of the first games that I played coming back to console, and I was really, really happy with that, because as a PC gamer, I think I was missing out in the whole console world. I'm not one of these PC master race. I don't believe in any of that stuff at all, man. I
believe in it. I prescribe. No, I'm joking.
You know, it's like PC games are great. It's nice having that lavish extra graphics here and there, but you know, it's but yeah, like it started off on Xbox One, and then after a while, because I've always been interested in making YouTube videos and stuff, it just seemed like sense to get a PlayStation, so we did. And then I quickly made a lot of friends on PlayStation. In fact, all the PC guys that I've been playing with for a long time played on PlayStation. So
nice. It was like, when did you get the PlayStation then? The transition from,
I think it was mid-October.
Oh wow, okay.
So it was about, you know, a fair month and a half after the release. So I had a lot of work to do, and because I already had friends on PlayStation, it was really handy.
Oh, nice.
You know, having, you know, folk to help me through stuff, because I'd already done the grind. I had 3 characters on Xbox already. You know, but
it is a grind. It definitely is a grind. You have to embrace it. You know,
you do. That's the only way to get, you know, to get it going. But what do you think of some of the tinfoil hat stuff that really makes me chuckle? That is RNG. In Destiny. Is it always RNG? Because you've done the Nightfall sometimes, and you've got 3 of the same thing across 3 characters, and you just think, what are the odds on that happening?
Right. Well, the thing is, though, that's more RNG than it not happening, than it being evenly spread. Because if you do the numbers and actually apply an algorithm for RNG, those like doubles are going to happen in realistic RNG. You know, so that's kind of the thing that's funny. Like, people talk about, oh, I ended up getting that gun several times in a row. And it's that's unlucky, but at the same time, there's an element of truth with it, with how RNG actually works. Like the fact that it can show up multiple times. Although I do find that there is times where, like seeing No Land Beyond 27 times.
Oh my god.
That does make me wonder if there's an actual glitch or bug in the way the system is rolling loot.
I always thought that it could possibly be influenced, like if you use hand cannons all the time, then you've got like 100 billion kills with hand cannons.
Yeah.
Then possibly you're less likely to get one because the game's kind of saying, use something else. It's
hinting at you to stop using hand cannons. That's pretty funny, actually. Be like, wow, you need to calm down on the hand cannon usage. There's a lot of it going on.
We've got other things. Have you heard of a scout rifle?
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, no, I've been haunted. I'm haunted on a weekly basis with No Land Beyond. I mean, it's at this point there's only 2 exotics that I haven't had the chance to use on PlayStation, and that is the 4th Horseman.
Oh yeah.
I've never had that drop. And
never had that drop.
The Bones of EO for Hunter, but that's a new thing, so that's not so bad. But everything else is dropped.
That's the one for me.
Chance,
yeah.
To play with that, but yeah,
nice.
4th Horseman is eluding me. It's the
interesting. Yeah, I've had everything drop for me so far. For the exclusive wise on the PlayStation. I started mine in February, late February, because I started out on Xbox also.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I kind of have a similar background as well. I came from predominantly a PC background, just because I like the customization ability, and if I want to up the graphics, I like that option.
Yeah.
But Destiny was Bungie, and I love Bungie because I do love Halo.
Yeah.
It's like I played Halo and then I played a bunch of PC games.
Yeah.
So.
Well, here's an interesting one for you. I took like more or less a decade's break from video games while I migrated from the UK and moved over to Finland.
Okay.
Classic story. Met a lovely lady. Moved from one country to the other, and I've been living here for quite some time. But when I first came over here, I was really scared about playing video games because they've always consumed me. The first games system in our house was an Atari 800 XL.
Nice.
Which, I mean, we had Chucky Egg, Henry's House. There was all kinds of crazy stuff on this system. It was awesome. It really was. But to cut a long story short, I had the last console that I played on, the last system that I played on before this huge break away from games was the first generation Xbox and Halo.
Yeah.
That was it. I had I only played the single player. We didn't really have internet back then. It wasn't really invented. We had this. It was called Blue Yonder. Blue Yonder dial-up, and it was terrible. It was like a penny a minute. And it was back when ping wasn't tested in milliseconds. It was tested in days.
Days.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I played on Halo. That was the last game that I pretty much touched, and then many moons later, I picked up Battlefield 3.
Nice. Yeah.
For Xbox 360, it was just one of those things where I thought, I'm going to have to get back into games again. It's been too long. And played some Battlefield 3 on Xbox 360. Then I got back into PC gaming because controllers, although I really love them, I can't play on a controller for too long.
Oh, yeah?
I have like an RSI in my left wrist. So
oh, really? Wow.
My left thumb becomes like useless after a while. It just goes numb.
Wow,
and
interesting.
So mouse and keyboards on PC was a
more,
great thing because the
only
thing you really need to do when you're playing an FPS game on mouse and keyboards is with your thumb anyway. Is press the space bar to jump.
That's it. Exactly.
So
and in stuff like Battlefield and Call of Duty, you don't really jump as often.
Yeah. Well, it depends. If you want to do that dolphin dive that everyone loves in Call of Duty, if you want to be that guy, then
if you want to be the guy that prones all the time,
you need to do some sliding and stuff. So
that's true. I'm not really a Call of Duty person, so I'm just.
No, I tried. I have tried because I'll play anything FPS. I will literally try anything, but I don't know. I have an issue with the whole lag thing in Call of Duty.
Oh my god, me too. Yeah. So laggy.
Yeah, and this
seems like every year it gets more laggy.
Again, it's tinfoil hat, but it's like there's built-in lag into the game. I can kind of feel that. I can feel that there is like. You can tell with the time to die and the time to kill, there is an offset to that, always, and it's very consistent throughout all the games that you play. All the matches and stuff that you play, there is definitely some kind of offset there. It feels like it takes, even with a good aim, 4 or 5 shots to down someone, and then for
versus
yourself,
another match,
it's like a half a shot and you're down.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That I really don't like that kind of stuff, and thankfully I don't feel that in Destiny at all.
Oh really?
No, I don't really have that issue. The only thing that as we all know
I've
with
had it.
Destiny, is having people with red bars that are indestructible, you know, every now and again, that just can't be downed, and that can create some fairly frustrating moments when you're in a very clutch scenario. I mean, obviously it's a problem. It's a problem, but it's not something that like plagues Destiny to make it unplayable.
No, that's true. Well, the thing is, I think they mask it really well. They have algorithms in there to mask it. Whoa, somebody's behind me. Somebody's chasing me. These guys, I heard the knife can. They got algorithms and all that to mask the feeling of it. Whereas I think in some of the Call of Duty games, they've maybe just made it more apparent and more obvious when it does happen. Yeah. So when you get downed in half a second from something that seems like it shouldn't be doing that, you're like, whoa, that's weird. And then suddenly you're having a match where everybody's dying as soon as you see them as they walk around the corner, and they're not responding to you walking around the corner. You're like, I feel a little godly right now. What is going on?
I think
it's because I'm hosting the game. That's why.
So as well as I can tell when I've been 111'd in the head with the last word. You know, like it's like
absolutely.
It's really, really an obvious thing that sticks out.
Yeah, that's true.
I much prefer Destiny PvP to anything that I've tried like in the past from Activision. Like I got pretty good at Advanced Warfare. I liked the verticality. That word was thrown around a lot. I loved that because I was a big fan of Titanfall, even though it was a bare bones game. On PC, I really enjoyed Titanfall.
Yeah. I played on the Xbox. I didn't play on the PC.
Right. I mean, the differences were very, very, I would say, diluted. I mean, you got extra graphics, but it wasn't really that impressive in all honesty.
4K versus 900p. I don't play on 4K. I don't have graphics cards for that.
I'm not made of money. I think playing in 1080p is enough, really.
Enough of a luxury.
Yeah. I haven't upgraded anything since playing Destiny. I haven't upgraded anything on PC, and I haven't really touched many games. I'm like a one-horse town. If one game is like giving me all the satisfaction and the dose of a video game world, then I'm quite happy to play that. And Destiny is so big, it's massive. And there's always something to do. And I'm busy.
That's why
I'm
it's
very
so popular.
busy with it. There's like Xbox as well as PlayStation, covering both the consoles. When
you have 6 characters, oh my god, it's time consuming. Like, I can't do everything. It's not possible at this point.
There's always neglect happening somewhere, isn't there, Tev?
Always neglect.
There's always one character that hasn't had enough time spent.
Pretty much. Yep. I'm going to hang back and snipe.
Yeah, is it from the cheesy spot? The classic.
Well, I'm gonna go back over on this. I don't know if you ever do this side. The other side.
Oh, there's a new spot. There's always a new.
Well, there's that spot. That's a classic spot over there, and then there's the spot over here for the old black hammer 1-2. Give them up.
I've only recently got my black hammer.
Oh yeah,
on Xbox, so it's not fully up.
That's the other thing.
It does have the
thing that
white
people are
nail,
like, I can't believe I haven't got that yet. Wait, did that switch? Oh wait, there it Taxus. Okay, I thought for a second I didn't. It was different. I always switch to Taxus for this part because you can see the legs easier.
Oh yeah. At Battlefield, when I used to play, I was very much an anti-scope person. I couldn't use anything telescopic, and that's really pretty much alive in all the FPS games that I play.
Right.
I would love to have iron sights for my sniper rifles. I'm that kind of a person. So anything
do you
with
like
the shortest
No Land Beyond?
possible zoom is.
Do you like No Land Beyond then?
Yeah, the only problem with that is it's like holding a pickup truck to your face. It's
I know,
got
right?
so much on the screen real estate.
So much. It's annoying.
And the ammo.
But I know some people love it.
Yeah, it's like here's a bolt action sniper rifle and 2 bullets to go with.
Yeah,
it,
right. Oh no, I missed one of my shots on my black hammer. Now I'm done. Do you see how much is left on it?
No, because I'm so far away. But
yeah, me too.
He's got to nearly be on the verge of passing from this world.
Come on. Yeah, is it? Did he get out? He's almost.
I've got 5 shots left.
5 shots.
Sometimes the old white nail doesn't exactly do its job.
It doesn't proc
really?
always. Yeah, it's weird on the tank. I know they said that they patched it and then it didn't patch. So it might be some sort of bug that they did.
something to
or
do
introduced,
with the timing as well. I think that it can be a bit too particular with the timing.
Yeah, yep, that's very true.
I'm managing to get it procking every time now.
So what's your favorite PC games? Or games that you did play on the PC that you really enjoyed?
Battlefield 3 definitely is up there.
Yeah?
Battlefield 4, no way. That's a big mess. It
looked awesome.
He's Battlefield. There'll always be a special place in my heart for Battlefield and DICE. DICE are one of the few developers left that actually genuinely care about the PC version of their titles.
That's true. That is very true.
A lot of PC titles these days, they just box fresh. They're not in a very functional state, and this sadly is not exactly getting any better. It seems to get worse as time goes by. Yeah, and I understand the issues that developers must have with PC, because it's the variance of hardware is infinitesimal, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Not necessarily an excuse, but it's a reason why we have all kinds of problems on PC. But then there are issues that crop up, like with Call of Duty on PC. It's never good. There are so many problems, even with Advanced Warfare that was supposed to be considerably better than Ghosts. And it was, but they still had some of the same problems with like raw mouse input. You were getting this weird jittering with. It was like there was a cat playing with your mouse cord, pulling it away from you while you were in mid-game. So that's not good.
I downloaded it on the Xbox and experienced some of the most horrendous lag that I just couldn't believe it. I got it on launch night, downloaded it or preloaded it. I was really excited to play it because I was like, this might be the Call of Duty that I like and enjoy. Yeah. And after I called up Microsoft the next day, I was like, I'm sorry, I need my money back. This is ridiculous. Yeah. And then I tried it out again several months later because a friend of mine likes to play it. Yeah. And it's just, it's it's fun for like 3 matches. Then I'm like, why am I playing this game?
Yeah. It's like, let's play a game of tennis. I'll use a tennis racket and you can use a paddle racket and have one arm tied behind your back. That's how it feels with the lag sometimes. That no matter how hard you try or how much your game is on game, you just can't really get ahead in anything. It's just, futile.
Yeah, what's interesting though is a lot of people feel that way about Destiny. When they jump into Destiny's Crucible, they feel, wow, how are you supposed to do anything in the Crucible when everybody has these weapons that they've worked for and they know how to use them? And then on top of that, the laggy connections that do exist. Because the fact is, if you are the 1 out of 12 person that does get to be picked host, and you have a laggy connection to whoever, you are going to experience some crazy luck. And you're gonna be like, I can't believe I got out of that situation. Yeah. And the reason really is because of the lag. That the fact that it's a peer-to-peer connection. Yeah. I mean,
I'll have to be throw my hands up in the air, honest. I hated peer-to-peer. I always thought that, it's 2015, why are we having peer-to-peer? But after the first week of trials, I was extremely impressed with peer-to-peer. The first weekend of trials for me was, it was perfect. Of course we had like a little bit of the old indestructible God mode red bar, but it was few and far between. I was feeling this different matchmaker of connection-based matchmaking. And I was like, wow, if this is the future of Crucible, I'm really happy with
We're
this.
in good hands.
Unfortunately though, as time went on and there was obviously less people playing each week, either that or maybe there were little ninja tweaks happening with the matchmaker. I don't know. It could be either or, really. I noticed that we were getting put against teams that it shouldn't have been happening. There were horrendous connections. Right. And I was just thinking, what is happening with this? What is occurring? Because it was so good in the first week. Yeah. And, it's just deteriorated. It's still playable. We had a great weekend just gone on the Burning Shrine again.
So that's my favorite map for trials. Man. I enjoy
the old classic 3-lane map with an intersection. I think
exactly. It's solid. It's a great map design.
With the lag issues in Crucible, I'm like, over time I've come to believe that the matchmaker is a lot more responsible for the issues than anything else. Because peer-to-peer, you should only really have like a connection-based priority. If you take the connection priority away in peer-to-peer, that's when things become a bit of an oxymoron in that respect. Because you can always play better against more skilled players. You can learn from playing more skilled players. But when it comes to playing against lag, you don't really have much of a leg.
I agree. Yeah.
It's like
if it's a laggy connection, what are you going to do to get better at it? And the thing is, some people have figured out how to handle it. Like, if you play a lot of Call of Duty, you will find people who understand how to take lag and make it make it play in their favor. But I don't want to learn that meta. You know, that's not what I'm interested in. I'd rather get good at the game and not learn how to play with lag, Exactly.
And I think for a lot of newcomers coming along, like all my friends that have picked up Destiny, like I've a couple of friends that I've been playing with who are hardcore PC gamers, and they picked up Destiny sheerly because there is nothing on PC at the moment that's really captivating people. There's a few titles here and there, but largely speaking, there's not much.
That's true,
Destiny, literally, they've all been hooked by Destiny, but they all had the same opinions on PvP.
Yeah,
and that is that. What is this? This is horrendous. These red bars are literally on God mode. You can't kill them. And
it's unbelievable. And
it's when you've got a clutch round in something like Trials, like when you're playing against really good players, and that the skill levels are kind of like neck and neck, and it's 4-4, it's down to a clutch round, and that one guy just doesn't take damage. You're like, what is the point of
it
this?
Throws it, it throws really the competitive side of it.
It doesn't put me off though. I still keep coming back week after week, and I enjoy it very much. Trials is probably my favourite thing in Destiny right now.
When do you play Trials?
All the time. I try and play as much of it as possible.
Is there a particular time though during the week, or not during the week, but like during Friday through Monday? Is there particular times that you find that you play it and then have various experiences? Well,
I try to adapt to my friends that I play with, and most of the guys that I play with are in the States. So I think they're on EST, perhaps, is it?
Eastern Time Zone?
Yeah. So, but in the morning, in the day, and in the night, whenever I can, we can get a group together. So it's really weird because like whenever we're like paired against Eastern European teams, that like Finnish teams. Oh my God! If you ever play a Finnish team, you're gonna have your time cut out for you. These gamers are hardcore. They are literally mainlined into their consoles. Cyborgs, I'm pretty sure, is what they are.
That intense. Wow.
Yeah, man. Every time we see like a Finnish clan tag, and being as I've lived here now for nearly 10 years, I can recognise all the lingo and all that kind of stuff. It is really difficult, but that's one thing that really impressed me on the first weekend of Trials was I was playing with a guy in Canada, my mate Merck. He's Scottish, but he lives in Canada. I'm in Finland, and I had another mate who's based near Ohio. Everyone's green bar, everything's perfect, and I'm thinking, how is this even possible? We all have good internet, so even though we're spanned across the globe, we all have pretty damn fine internet. And I'm like, with dedicated
what's the standard connection over there in Finland?
In Finland,
is it fiber?
No, fiber has not really been caught on yet. In Sweden it has, that's a neighbouring country, but not in Finland, unfortunately.
Okay. Because I know a lot of countries
VDSLs and high-speed DSL. So we have 100 megabytes down and 10 megabytes up, and that is not exactly common.
It's not common? Okay.
No.
Because that's good in America.
Yeah.
If you have 100 down, 10 up, like you're paying $50 to $80 at Comcast, and that's your special deal. They're going to jack up the price after a year,
Yeah, man. We're in a very similar boat. It's not exactly cheap, but it depends where. It's all based on your location. You could pay through the nose for a 4 megabytes up and 4 megabytes down connection.
Wow.
But it all depends on where you live and what areas that have this. I mean, fiber is just rare. It's like
really?
rocking horse poo-poo, as they say. It is really, really rare.
Rocking horse poo-poo.
You could offer thousands of euros a month and you're not getting fiber, just simply because it's underdeveloped. But that
rocking
one
horse
weekend,
was
I was just blown away by how can everything be so stable. When we're across the globe, and I thought, well, peer-to-peer obviously it can work.
Yeah.
It can work very, very well. It just seems to be 100% at the mercy of the matchmaker.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So I was
and
really
they
all
said,
this new information that's come out about Taken King. I've seen that they talked about Crucible matchmaking and how that it's going to be improved, and I'm really hoping that it is, because
that is a huge point for me as well. I mean, I want it to. I don't want people to play the Crucible and be like, "What? Why do you play this red bar game?"
Yeah, man. There's a lot of that, and at first I thought, oh well, it's just me. I'm crap. I need to get better. You know, obviously I need to look at that. I can't talk and play. Look at 43 kills against 140. That's why we get 12 strange coins, boys and girls. Because
strange
if you
coins,
suck,
I'm so sorry.
you deserve the coins.
Honestly, I've seen it the opposite. I've seen the opposite more often than this. Like usually somebody with lower kills gets the exotic.
Stick with me, fella. I'll show you a whole world of justice.
I got 133 on the intellect on this. Not bad.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Not bad at all.
Oh.
Pretty decent roll.
That was fun. I promise I'm not normally that bad. It's just when I'm involved in very stimulating conversation, it's like, Destiny, no. Stimulating conversation,
you were awesome, man. That's not a problem at all. I'm used to, like, from all those, like we were talking about earlier with the streaming, I'm used to now talking and playing a little bit more often than I have been in the past.
I'm terrible.
It's a skill you do have to learn. It's not easy, like talking and playing at the same time initially.
I don't believe some people understand just how difficult it is. I mean, maybe it's because I was born in the ass end of the 70s, so I'm quite an old fart, you know. So I'm not like a lot of the streamers they've got lightning reflexes like a gecko on methamphetamine, and you know. I watch a lot of streamers though, and they all have you know, the same kind of issues with lag. You know,
right. Oh,
like you hear this. What? Yep. What's that all about? What is he doing? You know. So
for whatever reason, it seems like this generation of console has grown even more with lag, and I don't get it, because you look at the Iron Banner. More possible connections should mean that you have more options for ping. Yeah. You know, more options for a better ping to the peer-to-peer connections. But instead, it just looks like it's worse. And people talk about, well, the more players, the worse it gets, which seems counterintuitive to the way networking is. Because the more connection points, the better the network should be.
I tried to do a lot of like homework into the whole subject, and I wish I'd have saved the link. It was one of those, I was on my old laptop, saved the link, and it didn't save in Chrome. But it was a article on policies from Sony and Microsoft, and they seem to have a very strict policy in what kind of internet connection should be accommodated for, in order for publishers and developers to be able to sell their games underneath their certificates. And the figure that was actually thrown around was 500 milliseconds.
500?
500 ping must be accommodated for.
Half a second ping?
That is terrible. So when you think about it, it's could be the subject of why developers like Bungie, they don't talk about it. It's like there's been an inherent problem with lag issues since day one, and since the alpha and the beta and all that kind of thing, but there hasn't really been much talk on it. And there certainly hasn't been any kind of statements on it either. And maybe this could be, the reason why is that the ball is not in their park. And as much as they want to, as a developer, be able to, stop catering for terrible, connections and things. And it's a shame. There's folk out there that don't have good internet, and that's horrible. I think that everyone should be able to have the access to internet, as well as food and water and basic amenities to survive. Obviously, playing online games is somewhat of a luxury in many aspects, but if you haven't got good internet, you're not going to have a good time playing online games. It's going to be very difficult. So I've never really understood, why it has to be accommodated for, because it just brings everyone else's experience right down. Yeah,
it really does. It's
unfortunate,
but at the same time, though, if it is a terms of service issue and they are tying their hands with the actual Xbox Live and PlayStation Network guidelines, then it does make a lot more sense why they wouldn't talk about it. Because if they talk about it, then those the big networks could come to them and be like, oh, you just broke some TOS right there. You're going to have to fine you.
a huge can of worms you just opened up right now, and we're going to make your life hell. I just hope that there is something that can be done, because I think a lot of the issues that we experience in the Crucible could be appeased with fixes and tweaks to matchmaker issues. I think that if it was a little bit more interested in connecting games based on the quality of the connection, and not so much the skill rating. I understand that a lot of people agree with skill-based matchmaking. I'm the opposite side of the fence. I don't pretty much appreciate it very much. I like the spontaneity and the unknown. Am I going to be playing a team where I have the better skill? Am I going to be playing a team that are way better than me? I like that. That, the unknown.
I like the connection first and then skill, because they can definitely weight it with let's get a good ping and then match you up against similar skill levels. I think that is ultimately the better solution, but the whole, if it really is a 500 millisecond allowance that they can match you up against, then that's just insane. Man.
Because I mean, you're not going to.
Because when you're on Battlefield and you jump into a server and you're pinging over 100, a lot of them will boot you after you pinged over 100 for however much time. They're like, you're lagging. It's your fault. We're kicking you from the server.
Well, I did an experiment once. I connected to Battlefield 4 game with the 3G off my iPhone. And I was invincible. I went like 40-2. It was absolutely nuts. So that there is a lot of... There's a lot to talk about on that. On that thing right there.
Oh, absolutely, So many... I hope that September comes and we have a better Crucible. That's what I hope.
It looks like there's going to be a lot of changes coming. All this information that's been released from the Gamescom, effects of Gamescom. We've got a lot to talk about. There's going to be a lot of really cool things happening. A lot of changes. So there's going to be. There's a lot of potential for very good conversations, and I would love to get stuck into a lot of them with you, because this has been extremely enjoyable.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. Thank you for joining for the Nightfall. It's great.
I'm sorry I sucked so hard.
You didn't suck. What are you talking about, man? We were having a conversation. My dog was playing. It was my dog playing, and I was just talking. But thanks very much, man. I really appreciate it. Absolutely. All right, guys, that is the Nightfall. I really hope you enjoyed it. Once again, my name is Tefty Teft with PlanetDestiny. You can also check out my personal channel as well, Tefty Teft Games, and talk to me on Twitter @Teft. And then you.
Okay.
Then you sign off.
I've been Story Machine. I really hope you enjoyed Chinwag today. You can check me out on YouTube/Story Machine. It's spelt kind of funny, so you'll find the link in the description. I've also got a website, and you can follow me on Twitter for all the related Bump and Destiny related stuff right there. So I'll look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, guys. See you later. Peace.